What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be looking at some hot takes, bro. Alright, I told you guys on my Instagram, on my YouTube, to give me any hot takes that you guys got, and we got a bunch load of them. So yeah, I say we just get straight into it. There's not much else to talk about. Let me just pull up the Instagram real quick. Alright, so the first hot take we got is Yamal will be the best player of all time, surpassing every player's legacy, including Messi. Wow, okay, so we're starting off strong with this one. I feel like a lot of people, like nowadays, watching Yamal just see how much potential he has since he's playing at such a high level at such a young age. And, you know, they're saying things like this, but in my opinion, I don't see this happening. I think Messi's career is pretty much untouchable. When you look at what he did with Barcelona, he basically carried them in his final years, and he could have gotten he currently has 4, but he didn't play one of them Champions League's trophies. And then he could have gotten them a 5th trophy all by himself in 2019. He was so close. He just needed some help. But, dude, I mean, just not even looking at the freaking Champions League trophies, what he's been able to do with Argentina. They used to call him a flop at Argentina until he got them a Copa America, a Finalísima, a World Cup, and then another Copa America. So his international trophy cabinet is insane. Obviously, Yamal is already doing bits internationally. He has a Euros. He's looking like one of the World Cup favorites right now. He could have had a Nations League, but they lost in the finals. And then when you're talking about what he's done for Barcelona, he's pretty much he went into a Barcelona squad that was struggling, and he made that squad what it is today. Like, there has been times where this guy Lamine Yamal is literally carrying Barcelona, especially like last year when you looked at the big games. It was pretty much Yamal that put the team on his back, and I think that's why a lot of people are saying that he will be the best player of all time. And I mean, what I say to that is we just kind of have to wait. I want to see how Yamal progresses in these next, like, 5 or so years. Because in 5 years, he's 18 right now. So in 5 years, he'll be, like, 23. By 23, I'm pretty sure Messi already had, like, 4 Ballon d'Ors, right? So we're just going to have to see. We might have to fact check that, but I mean, I think Lamine Yamal has a good chance of winning the Ballon d'Or this year if Spain do well in the World Cup and if Barcelona go far in the Champions League. And I think last year, in my opinion, he deserved to win it. But that's a hot take in itself. A lot of people don't even think he should have been top 5. But yeah, dude, I mean, when you're looking at Lamine Yamal and his potential, I can't be mad at this take because a lot of people were saying that nobody would ever be better than Maradona, right? And then Messi came along, and now he's considered the greatest. So who's to say that Lamine Yamal can't do the same? You know, I'm not gonna knock this take down, but it is kind of a hot take. I do see Messi's career as untouchable, but that's just because I've never seen a player play like how Messi is and how intelligent he is, his passing and whatever. But maybe Lamine Yamal steps it up at a completely different level these next coming years. And yeah, he maybe in the next 20 years, when we look back at it, we say Lamine Yamal is the best player of all time. And I hope that is true because he plays for my team. So I would love for Lamine Yamal to be considered the best player of all time. Imagine having 2 GOATs come from La Masia, play for Barcelona. Like, oh, that's just insane, bro. And I wouldn't want it any other way. So yeah, this take came from Babesh2313 on Instagram. So shout out to him. All right. So let's see. Another hot take is Arsenal fans saying Saka would start over prime Messi. Yo, are there actually Arsenal fans saying this? Saka would start over prime Messi. All right. I know Arsenal fans are delusional, right? A lot of the people in the football community just say that Arsenal is probably the most delusional fan base, and I don't put it past them, right? They are very, very delusional people, but I don't think anybody in Arsenal is saying that Saka would start over prime Messi. But if they are saying that, then they don't deserve to be taken seriously at all. Cereal is soup. All right, bro. No, wait. Hold on. I never really thought of this. Because cereal might actually be soup because you eat it the same way as soup. But when I think of soup, I think of something hot, you know? Like, and I think of soup as like, I don't know. Is cereal soup? You guys let me know. I'm not sure about that one, but yeah. Ronaldo really hasn't done much for Portugal. Oh my gosh, that is a hot take. That is a hot take. Ronaldo hasn't done much for Portugal. I can't. bro, I'm a Messi fan. You know, I'll poke fun at Ronaldo any chance that I can. Because I just think he's very arrogant. And when I look at who I want to be the GOAT of this sport, just like at a philosophical level, I just think that Messi deserves to be the GOAT from how he acts on and off the pitch. You know, he's very humble, and I see Ronaldo as very arrogant, kind of annoying. You know, just always, you know, has Messi in the top of his brain, like whenever he's thinking about trophies or whatever, or like in interviews when he's talking, like always has to bring up Messi in some sort of way or whatever. But anyways, aside from that, I can't knock what Ronaldo has done for Portugal, bro. I think before Ronaldo came to Portugal, they had never won a trophy like internationally, right? And then although Ronaldo really didn't carried them to the Euro final, you know, that's an argument to be made. He wasn't very good in the knockout stages. And then in the final, he got injured. So, you know, it's debatable. But, you know, he was part of that squad. He was the main man of the squad. He was the captain of the squad. And I always think that, like, even if you're not impacting on the pitch, mentality and everything, like, supporting, like, giving actual grit to the players is a huge factor. And I feel like that's what Ronaldo has done a lot for Portugal. Not to mention the goals. He's their all-time top scorer. He won the Nations League with them, and he played it well in the final. I would say well enough to get a goal in the final just recently in the Nations League. But that Portugal squad is kind of stacked, so I guess you can argue that. But I mean, you know, I do still see Ronaldo as the second best player of all time. And people actually got mad at me because I literally made a video last night saying that if he wins the World Cup, if Ronaldo wins the World Cup, he might be in the GOAT conversation. I said might. I think I kind of misspoke there. He obviously is in the GOAT conversation, but I don't think anybody with a brain actually thinks that Ronaldo is the GOAT. Like when you really look at it and seeing what Messi's done, just from watching Messi, it's always going to be Messi. He's clearly the GOAT. But yeah, I don't agree with this take. Ronaldo hasn't really done much for Portugal. This comes from William MM313. Thanks for submitting, but not necessarily agreeing with it. Let's see. Any other football ones? Ferran can improve from FC Cooler. Ferran can improve. Is that a hot take? I think this is like yeah, it's a hot take, bro. I don't know. I just don't think that Ferran is like of the quality of Barcelona. I think he can improve, you know. So in that sense, you know, I think he can improve. But I think at his best, like his ceiling is just not where we want our Barcelona caliber players to be at. You know, we want players like Prime Suarez. We want players like Prime Lewandowski. Like when I see a Prime Ferran Torres, I don't think he even touches the boots of like a prime Luis Suarez, you know, and that's the type of players that I want on my team. You know, I want strikers with like, I don't know, I know I'm being a little bit unrealistic because Barcelona are nowhere near, well, I would say they're getting closer to that point where they can start looking at big signings like that. But yeah, I don't know if I still. I realistically, I don't want Ferran in our squad next season. I'm sorry. I've just seen too much from him this season. He's too inconsistent, and I think he's way better as a super sub. So if we keep him, I think we should still keep him as a super sub. Because just playing the whole 90 minutes, I don't know what it is, but it's just not good for him. And then, yeah, we got a one that's not football related. It's Spider-Man Homecoming is the worst Spider-Man movie. This is from my cousin Luisito B. Shout out Luisito B, bro. He makes anime content. If you guys like anime, he literally does like romance anime, action anime, all that anime stuff. So, yeah, go check out his YouTube and his TikTok. But he said Spider-Man Homecoming is the worst Spider-Man movie. I feel like this is like, if you would have said this like 5 years ago, people looked at you crazy, but like now I feel like the people are starting to come to light and starting to realize that Homecoming really isn't that good of a Spider-Man movie. And I actually agree. I don't think it's the worst one. I think it's one of the worst ones. I think just when you look at the action in Homecoming, like what can you tell me one good action scene where Tom Holland Spider-Man pops off, bro? Like the first action scene with Vulture, it's pretty much just Spider-Man getting taken up to the sky and then he gets dropped and then he lands in the lake, right? And then the ferry, right? It's just Vulture destroys the ferry and he has to hold the ferry together and, you know, try to stop it from ripping apart. And then you have Iron Man coming in to save the day. And then the last scene when he's on the plane, I think the plane scene is cool. You know, it's different from what we've seen from other Spider-Man movies, but you never really see Spider-Man like fight a good villain. And I know a lot of people like the story of Homecoming. I think the villain of Vulture is cool. The story of Vulture is cool. Well, I like my Spider-Man villains to have some like ferocity, like actual threat to them. Like when you look at Green Goblin, bro, that guy was a menace, bro. This is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man had to face Green Goblin in his first movie, bro. This guy was blowing up freaking facilities. He was blowing up heads of CEOs of companies. Dude, this guy was a straight menace. He was dropping kids and dropping girls from the freaking top of the bridge. So that's what Tobey had to face in his first movie. And then you compare that to Vulture, who just kind of like wanted to steal technology. It's not very like threatening. And I like my Spider-Man villains to like put Peter through like hell pretty much. And I know that might be a bad thing as a Spider-Man fan, you know, but you know what, that's just my opinion, bro. So I think Spider-Man Homecoming, just looking at it from an action standpoint, like even the TASM movies, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, like bro's getting put through it versus Electro, you know. And then Green Goblin just like killed his girlfriend. So just looking at it from there, yeah, I just think Spider-Man Homecoming in terms of action is probably one of the worst ones. Story's all right, you know, just kind of like Peter wants to be more of a hero, kind of, and then he learns a lesson that he should just be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's you know, that's like decent, but I think what Spider-Man Homecoming shines in is if nobody knows the character of, well, actually, I guess I can't say that, but if people just want to watch like a nice movie, superhero movie, like a coming of age, like say your grandma wants to watch a nice superhero movie, coming of age movie, and like she wants to get up to date, just show her Spider-Man Homecoming, because you're gonna get like a decent story about high school. You're gonna get like some funny moments. You're gonna get some character development. And, you know, it's just a good time. But if you're a true Spider-Man fan, I'm not sure if Spider-Man Homecoming is for you. And that's just my opinion, bro. So, yeah. What else? Dogs should be allowed inside. Okay, so this is my girlfriend, and we had a debate about whether dogs should be allowed inside. I know I'm not... I think this is more... She has, like, a cold take. I think a lot of people agree that dogs should be allowed inside. I think that dogs should be put outside. That's just how I've been growing up. My dad had dogs in Mexico, and the dogs would not be allowed to come inside. Like pretty much, well, I guess not ever. So maybe there's been some exceptions. Just like how with my dog, there was some exceptions where we would put her inside and stuff like that. But mostly, like we have them sleep outside in their dog houses outside. I just thought that this was a normal thing, but here in America, I guess, you know, a lot of people keep their dogs inside, which, you know, I kind of see it, but I just think about it as like I just don't want them to poop and pee in my house. But, you know, I guess I kind of have a hot take, but depending where you are on like the planet or what country you're in, you're going to have different, you know, things to say about dogs being outside or inside, but I still think they should be outside. They should be kept outside. All right. Kanye is mid and honestly gets glazed as much as Tyler the Creator. Yo, this comes from Killer Beanie. Yo, Kanye is mid? I don't think Kanye is mid. Kanye has some good songs, bro. I mean, I don't think he's the best. Like, a lot of people glaze him like crazy, you know. I don't think he's the best, but he gets glazed as much as Tyler the Creator. Okay, so a lot of people like Tyler the Creator. I think he has some decent songs. But I also don't. I think he gets glazed too much, so I'll agree with you there. But I don't know if Kanye's mid, bro. Yeah, man. I mean, he's got some good songs, man. You can't say Kanye is mid. Um, Tyler the Creator does get glazed too much. I think a lot of his songs are just very obscure. Tyler the Creator has some very obscure, abstract music. That's kind of like what draws people in. But just some of the beats, some of the lyrics to the songs, some of the songs just in general are quite unlistenable from Tyler the Creator, if I'm being honest. And same with Kanye. But these are, you gotta understand that these are people that make music so they can break barriers in music. They're just so creative, such creative people that they break barriers in music that some people like myself just won't understand and won't appreciate. And but some people do, and to each their own. I just don't appreciate it myself, but some people do. So, macaroni and cheese is so nasty, bro. Macaroni and cheese is fire, bro. It's not nasty, bro. Just grow up, man. Just grow up. I remember when I was little, I would put macaroni. I would eat macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese. I would eat it with ketchup. I think that's nasty now, but before, dude, that thing would slap. Nicholas Jackson is the best player of all time. Okay, I think we're done here with Instagram. Let's go to X. I saw a couple of X ones that I thought were funny. Wow. Okay, they just disappeared. Hold on. Let me find it. All right, here. Okay. Hot take number 1. I think Cherokee is overrated. Verts would be much better in the coming years. Okay, so Cherokee versus Verts. All right, looking at it from a seasonal standpoint this year, who do I think is better? Dude, okay, this might be a hot take myself, but I do kind of think Cherokee is a little bit overrated, bro. He might be a little bit overrated. A lot of people are saying, like, he's the only one bringing Joga Bonito to, football right now. But, dude, there's a lot of players, a lot of skillful players in the world. But I think it's just the Prem fans that just see Ryan Cherokee in Manchester United do the things he's doing. And they just say, like, oh, he's bringing back Joga Bonito. I saw his performance in the Carabao Cup. And, I feel like a lot of people were overrating his performance. I just got to say that, bro. A lot of his dribbles didn't really end nowhere. He just kind of dribbled forward, then dribbled back, and then passed it back. He would dribble forward, dribble back, and then make a cross, stuff like that. So, hold on, I'm getting a text. So yeah, I mean, that's just my opinion, though. I know a lot of people share different opinions. Maybe in the coming years, I think Cherokee is really gonna blossom. I think for France, he plays good. I saw he was playing for France in France versus Colombia, and I think he played well. But that's just, I think the French squad just, there are certain teams in international football that just click. I think France, Spain is one of them. Argentina is one of them. England still don't click. Portugal, they click. They just look like they play together, even if they don't play together consistently. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but obviously international football comes and goes. And this is kind of a tangent, but yeah. Spain is like the only team that I see, along with France and the other ones that I named, that they look like they play with them with each other consistently. Like they have plans on what to do on the pitch, how to play, and they execute them pretty well. So, but going back to the Ryan Cherokee versus Florian Wirtz, we're going way off topic there. I think Cherokee for France, he plays a lot better than he does for Manchester City. But I mean, that's just my opinion. And then talking about Wirtz, I think he's being wasted at Liverpool currently just because Arne Slot doesn't know how to use him, I feel like. In the beginning of the season, he was kind of like a laughing stock. There were so many memes about Florian Wirtz like being such a high transfer, and then like literally nothing coming out from it. But I do think that in the coming years, I think it's just a managerial problem. If they get a new coach, and I think a lot of people want Xabi Alonso to coach Liverpool just because they want somebody who knows how to use Wirtz to unlock full potential Wirtz. So yeah, I think if that happens, I think Florian Wirtz will improve as a player a lot, and he'll be a lot more instrumental. Because right now, Liverpool is literally just Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai is currently carrying Liverpool, and Arne Slot is, I feel like, holding Liverpool back currently. But hey, man, it is what it is, bro. So who do I think is better currently? Or what was the take? Sorry. I think Sharky's overrated and Furtz would be much better. Okay, so I do kind of agree. I think Verts will be a lot better in the coming years, and I do think that Sharky's a bit overrated. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for me. This video's taken up quite a bit. I do got a couple other things to do today, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought of my hot takes. You guys think I know ball or not? Sorry, I'm playing with this. I was playing with this thing the whole time. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys thought. If you guys have any other hot takes, just put them down in the comments, or I'll make some community posts, or I'll do some stuff on my Instagram to get people to do more hot takes. But I enjoyed yapping about just random stuff, random football stuff, random Spider-Man stuff, random macaroni and cheese stuff. So yeah, hope you guys had a fantastic day. I already said that, but yeah, take care and peace, guys. Have a good one.